what's driving lending. It's not only the supply, which is constrained, in our view, by a lot of uncertainty around things like capital, riskiness of sovereign bonds, things of that sort, but it's also demand. But there's a broader issue. The banks haven't been lending. He's right, to a lot of the activities that have been going on for two reasons. One, markets have been working. The process of providing capital has gotten disintermediated, and that capital has been coming from the bond market, the equity market, the private equity funds, the hedge funds, and there's a whole infrastructure of people who are attuned to providing a certain type of risk capital. And also, don't forget, over the last many years, we created in this country a shadow banking system, which was a non-bank financial system where they borrowed in the capital markets and turned around making small loans. Well, what's happened here? First of all, the shadow banking system is a shadow of itself, having gone through the shrinkage because the capital markets are just not willing to lend through securitization or other activities to these kind of entities. Well, that's a big difference in terms of the amount of loans out there. Not only in terms of dollar amounts, but these people had the infrastructure in place. They could find that business somewhere out there in Middle America that actually needed the loan. Well, not only is the amount lower, but that infrastructure has been cut back. So even if you say, here's the money, how are you going to get at those people? So these are some important points. Let's not underestimate the impact of this crisis on just the financial architecture of the country. Let me just say one more thing. I think the answer around the world is very different depending upon the region you go to. And witness some of the emerging markets. Ironically, these are countries that have less public debt. These are countries where capital is dying to go in, and so the price of capital, risk capital, is a lot lower, and there's less policy uncertainty, as Glenn talked about, and the cost of doing business is lower. And so in a funny way, there is a virtuous circle going on there, which is the kind of thing we'd like to see happening here. And the more important thing to me is that they're not standing still. I mean, we can take all our time to come up with all the rules and regulations that we need to come up with, but they're not standing still on the other side. So the stakes have gone up enormously for us as a country, and stakes have gone up enormously for us to get to those conditions that can unleash entrepreneurship. And it's no longer about us in Europe.